Here we go. We live, man. What is up, everybody, man? Back again for another Can We Keep It Real podcast, man. I'm going to give everybody a second to share this. Let me turn this down. And, yeah, definitely share this. Thank you to the people that make this possible, man. Coldwell Banker, Coastal Homes, Mark Wright. You're looking to buy a house, definitely give Mark a call, a presidential award winner. You're looking to get recruited. R&R Elite Recruits. Be part of the R&R Elite family. And don't forget to tune in to the Providence Journal to hear my guy Eric over there doing his thing. Always got to show love to to my family, to my son. But anyway, Strength and Fitness 401, man. Emerson Kilgore. If you want to get to the next level, try it with somebody that has been there. We're gonna bring in Coach Fortin. He has a guest with him, but we'll bring Coach Fortin in right now and see what's going on with these EWG Knights over there in Division 4. He got his Raiders shirt on. I don't know if that's an omen or what. Coach,
What's going on, Mike? How are you?
slow motion better than no motion. That seems to be my new saying. But you already know, not a hell of a lot. Trying to figure out the playoffs. How the seeding goes. I talked to so many coaches that've been around the league a long time, and they don't even know. I get three different answers from two different people. So, but anyway, we're getting closer, right, to the playoffs. We're halfway through the season, and you guys only play two games.
Yeah, don't remind me. Yeah, so it's what? It's week 5, and yeah, we've only played 2 games. So it's frustrating, but we're gonna just keep a head up and keep practicing, and get ready for PCD. So far, that's a go. So we're playing them Saturday. It's our senior night. It's our Pink Out Cancer Awareness Day. So hopefully we'll have a good game.
I seen that pink out. Salute to that. Hey, coach, why don't you kind of sign out and sign back in? You have a little feedback.
All right.
All right. So Coach Fortin will be right back. We have Hunter Mumford, man. This dude has been lighting it up. I remember him in his freshman year over there. Bishop Hendricken. Bishop Hendricken, they're really not going to give you, the playing time that a lot of people hope that they would, So he goes over to EWG. Seems to be doing good things over at EWG. So Coach, we have your player Hunter on. How has been your experience with Hunter? Tell us a little bit about him before we bring him up in here.
He's a really good player. Came over from Hendricken. So, again, we didn't know why he was coming over, but he moved over, and he came to me and he said, I'm gonna prepare for me to become one of your starters. I like the attitude. I like what he brought in last year. Right in the beginning, he worked hard. He knew the playbook. He studied, pretty hard to become the starter, and he's just a hard worker. Last year, he really showed us exactly what he can bring to the table. It was a shortened season. He did a great job for us, and he played defense for us as well. And this year we're really seeing what what more he can do. He's showcased as our fullback. He runs with an attitude. That's what I like. I like guys that on the football field they have an attitude. So when he brings it, you know he's coming. In any defense that any team that plays against us, that's the first thing they'd have to stop. And they tell you, we're going to stop number 24 because if not, he'll run right over you.
Well, it must be because a coach from Florida just reached out, and it's up on the screen now. Hunter is a great football player. Hunter, man, you're like coaches from Florida are keeping an eye on you. Shout out to Josh Martin, Rick Martin. Coach, what are you going to do to get Josh Martin back down here?
Yo, I already offered him. Listen, he knows open door policy. Come right now. We'll see. Hopefully, I've been trying to get him back, back to Rhode Island. trying to get him back on the coaching staff. But Coach Martin and myself, we talk. Matter of fact, we talked just before I came on here. We just like to talk about football sometimes. But he knows if he comes to Rhode Island, first place he better knock is my door, and he knows he's welcomed on my staff. But if he comes to Rhode Island, it's gonna be tough because he's an outstanding coach, knows what he's doing. His playbook, his knowledge of the game of football is outstanding. So if there's a head coaching position, I know he's gonna go for that. And if there is one, anybody who passes him up is not really good at what they do. So I'm hoping that he does come back. I'm hoping no one offers him anything. And he comes back to my staff. But all kidding aside, I would love to see him as a head coach. Again, I can't say anything more about Josh Martin. My 1 year experience with him was outstanding. All my players, love the guy. He just knows what he's doing, and I miss him this year. I wish he was on my staff.
I mean, when your job came available, I didn't even really know Josh Martin, and I told you, like, this dude is, like, really doing good things in Westerly. I would definitely take him on your staff. I know his father. His father's a good football guy, and I think the Westerly AD really shot himself in the foot by not taking Coach Martin, for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm glad they all passed up on him. I met with him for 1 hour. Just to give you a little bit of background on that, we met. We gave him an interview, and I was with the Prout AD. What was it? Dwayne Miranda.
Oh, I think I know him.
Yeah, I think you do. And him and I talked. He said, "What do you think?" I said, "I want him." And he's like, "Well, Westerly, they're still interested." I said, "Give me his phone number." He's like, "Why? I want him. I'm going to go get him. I'm going to offer him something he can't refuse." And I gave him an offer. He was the head coach for Prout, and he jumped on my staff before we hung up. So
you started saying an offer I can't refuse, and I was thinking you didn't put a horse head in his bed, right?
No. He was a good coach, and he did wonderful things for me. He helped really keyed on our defense, helped out our special teams, did wonderful things with our defensive backs, and he was a voice of reason for the offense too. So he's a well-rounded coach, and like I said, if anybody grabs him, they'll be lucky. If not, he's on my staff. So unless he gets a head coaching job, he's coming back to EWG with me.
All right, Hunter, man, welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm good. How's it going?
All right, not bad. Been seeing you ball out for the last couple of years. You played for NK for a little while, the youth program, right? In AYF?
Yeah. My first year of football in 7th grade.
Nice, and then you went on after youth football. You played at Bishop Hendricken for 1 or 2 years?
2 years.
How was your experience over there with all them big dogs?
It was a great experience. I learned a lot, and being able to take a lot of that back and apply it at EWG, it's looking back on it, I really benefited from going there.
Excellent, man. How do you like? You can pretend the coach isn't on here if you want. I'll kick him out if you want to talk about him. But no. How do you like playing for Coach Fortin?
I love it. It's great. I've always loved football.
You got full immunity. Don't worry about it. He's not going to punish you. You got full immunity.
That's good. We have fun.
I'm just kidding. I don't have that much power. But Coach Fortin, he talks highly about you. You must be kind of down that you guys only played 2 games. You're in your 5th week.
Yeah, I'm only really worried about the things I can control. And I'm not really going to cry over spoiled milk about having a bye week and then a game being canceled for COVID. So pretty much just show up and be ready when I'm asked.
Coach, he might teach you something.
Yeah, he's more laid back than I am.
Because you cry over spilled milk, right?
I get into it.
Coach Fortin, a great guy. Me and him go back a long, long time, and I'm happy he's at EWG, and I think he's doing a great job. But we're here to, talk about you a little bit. going into a game this week, PCD. You know, are you ready for that game?
Yeah, I feel ready for that game.
How about the rest of your teammates? Are they dialed in? Are they good? Did they correct the from all the stuff that you guys, a lot of mistakes made at Davies? You know, how do you feel about your teammates?
We have a lot of new guys, and I feel like they came a long way since that loss and since the beginning of the year. And I feel like we have a lot farther to go, but I feel good about where we're at.
And you must enjoy getting all them reps. You know, you've been getting. You know, I seen that one game a couple weeks ago. You know, you was like balling out multiple touchdowns. You know, and then at Davies, your reps were limited. Did that make you feel? You know, maybe that. You know, some kids. It's hard for some kids to handle the pressure when they get a lot of reps, and then another game their reps are limited. How do you handle the workload?
Um, I don't, not really thinking too far into it. I'm just thinking more of when I'm called on, I want to be ready. And that's whether I have to, you know, deal a lot that game or if I'm not needed as much that game.
Your favorite fan got to be your father, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice guy. You know, shout out to him. I seen the pictures he posted. What do you go mushroom picking? You know, that must have been fun.
Yeah, he's big into that. A lot of the reason why my name's Hunter.
Ah, yeah, there you go. You know, instant starter right away at EWG. Am I right, Coach?
Yeah. So what we do in the summer, we have open competition. Hunter's he's very intelligent. So he came to the football program. He took a look around. He knew what he wanted to do. He wanted to know the system. Okay, we're going to run. Do we have running backs? Do we have fullbacks? He noticed there wasn't a large line in the fullback spot. He looked at the playbook and he said, "Oh wow, you run a lot with the fullback. He's just not a blocker." And I'm like, "Yeah." And he was like, "All right, I want that spot." I'm like, "Well, you can try out for it." And he kind of chuckled. He said, "We could talk about me trying out for it, but it's mine." And right there, I was like, "Okay, I like this kid. Okay, he's confident." And then when he won the starting position, he said, "What did I tell you?" So, I like his competitive edge, and I like how he handles himself, and I'm excited to see this season and what more he can do. But I liked how he came to our program, and he was taking a starting position one way or another. So that's what I really liked about him.
And Coach, no position on your team. No one gets a free ride at that position. Huh? You have open competition across the board.
Yeah, no one's safe. So every year, just because you were a starter last year, doesn't mean you're a starter in the upcoming season. That's why we start in June. I want open competition. I want everybody to be afraid that their starting position is no longer there if you're not going to apply yourself. So if you're not playing another sport, then you better be working out, or you better be doing what you can do to better yourself. This year we had 4 quarterbacks trying out, and Chris has been our starting quarterback for 3 years, but he still had to compete. Hunter Mumford had to compete with 2 other fullbacks, and that's the best way to have players join your program and to have your players held accountable. He did track, he did wrestling. Hunter did a lot of other things to keep himself in shape and ready. So when we got back out there, he didn't miss a beat, and he wasn't. He's not about to lose the starting position, so he worked hard at it, and that's why he's a starter.
I mean, I noticed last year, 745, 750 yards in 6 games, if I'm not mistaken. And this year, he seems like he's on pace to really be inside that top 10. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's inside the top 10 as far as running backs, right? You could answer that,
Yeah,
Hunter.
yeah.
I don't know. I haven't really looked at the rankings, and we kind of got cheated out of a game. So I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Again, Situate, you had what? 4 touchdowns, 155 yards, 90 receiving yards for a total of 241 yards. That's very impressive, Coach.
He works hard, and he has a great relation with his offensive lineman. One thing I like about him, he's gotten a lot of accolades, like you just said. 4 touchdowns, 100 and something rushing yards. He's not, he's the first one to thank his linemen because he knows without them, none of that's possible. And he does it on his own. No one tells him to do it because he knows. Like I said before, he's an intelligent kid. He understands he needs his linemen, and his linemen love to block for him. So they got a great relationship. He has respect for his linemen. His linemen love to, get that respect. So they enjoy blocking for him. And it's great to see on the football field what we did in week one was amazing. And, we need to get back on track and do more of that.
Hunter, new kids that maybe want to go to EWG are looking to go to EWG. Since you came in from one of the state's premier schools, being Bishop Hendricken, what would you tell other kids looking to transfer to EWG, as a school and as a football program?
Just to be ready to work. Nothing's given, and you have to really prove yourself. You have to prove on why you deserve that spot.
And you're a junior this year, or are you a senior?
Senior.
Oh, okay, good, good. Are you looking at any particular colleges or?
I'm not sure. I'm kind of waiting to see how this season goes before I really dive deep into a decision. But kind of looking more, staying semi-local, Connecticut, Mass, Rhode Island area.
Nice, stay close to home. Coach, with a back like Hunter, does he have the attitude to go out there and just, go head up with the opposing team and, let them try to stop him? Some players think that just give me the ball, give me the ball. I notice you kind of limit the amount of carries your backs have.
What we do is we look at our opponent. Now, if you ask Hunter, he'll just tell you, just give me the damn ball. Well, just give me the damn ball, give me the rock, and let's just start rolling with it and going. So, don't let that kid you. Like, he wants that rock, but he also knows that, we have to be, we have to be smart about it. We have other players that can contribute to make us better. If they want to key out to just Hunter, then we have other weapons that we could, we hurt you with, and we want everybody to know that. So while you try to just defend us, you don't defend just one player. You have to defend the whole entire team. But when push comes to shove and we need them extra yards, he's not going to shy. He's going to look at me, just give me the ball. Let's go get these 2 yards. Let's get the first down, and then let's, continue moving this offense. So that's one of the pleasures that I get to have with having, Hunter, as the captain, as the starting, fullback for us.
So how do you feel about that, Hunter? Do you always want that ball?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie.
He said, "I ain't even gonna lie about it." I think you guys are doing great things. It's a shame, that you really haven't got to play much. With the bye on the first week, and then Smithfield canceling out. But with PCD coming up, and then you guys still have a lot of football left on your schedule. Hunter, what team are you looking forward to playing for the remainder of the season? Is there one team that sticks out on your schedule?
Ponagansett.
Bring on Pano. Everybody wants Pano.
I still haven't got over the playoff game.
That's my man. You know what I mean? Like, I got to say, man, like, that playoff game, the first game of the season, was 2 exciting games, EWG and Ponagansett, the way it went down. So, we'll see. So, watch out, Jimmy Cook. They coming. The Knights are coming for the Chiefs. Or the Chieftains. I don't know. The Chieftains. What is a chieftain? Like,
I don't know.
I don't know. But, Hunter, what's your favorite football team?
The Patriots.
The
local.
Patriots. So you must have been happy when Tom Brady was adding another accolade to his shelf this week, breaking the most career yards.
Yeah, I'm still staying pretty loyal, but it's good to see him do good.
Is there a Raider that ever had them kind of accolades? I'm just curious. That's my boy, man. That's my boy. You know, um, yeah, definitely. Still a lot of football left, Hunter, man. Any encouraging words for your line? I mean, you must want to thank some kids on your team, huh? Especially the line. There's some big, juicy kids. You better watch out for them dudes.
Yeah, shout out to them, to Austin, Tyler, Owen, Plowman, Hunter. I'm wicked excited for the season. It's
Yeah,
it's
you
crazy to think
guys.
we're halfway in, and I'm still kind of feeling like it hasn't really started yet.
Well, yeah, and unfortunately, because the way everything's fallen and teams opting out, really, and it's a shame because EWG Shea High School, I think they had played 2 games, so hopefully you guys can play the remainder of your schedule because October 31st comes fast, and I think for Division 4, it's what November 2nd or 3rd is the last day of regular season, if I'm not
November
mistaken.
6th.
All right, November 6th. All right, and the playoffs don't start too much longer after that. Coach Fortin freezing up a little bit, but yeah, the end of the season is I think it's November 6th for Division 4. Hunter, any words for anybody special you want to give a shout out to? Maybe your family, your dad, friends, coach, girlfriend. All the
Uh,
good stuff.
give a shout out to my parents, everybody that helped me get to where I am at, and anyone that ever pushed me and gave me a reason to go harder.
There you go, man. We'll see if the coach comes back up in here before I let you go. But I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you coming on. You're welcome to come on anytime. And just keep getting that rock. Say, Coach, give it to me. I could do it. Get them touchdowns. Division 4 is looking very, very competitive right now. Pontigansis seems to be the team to beat. Are they beatable? They're very beatable. They are. Yes, they are a strong team. Mate, they're 66 kids strong, but they are definitely very beatable. And I think you guys are in a good position. As long as all your games are scheduled as they're supposed to be. But what do you think about that?
I'm confident. I'm not backing down from anyone. I'm approaching every game the same way.
Nice. I like your attitude, man. I just asked him how bad he. No, I didn't ask him that. We were just talking about how competitive Division. I wait till Cliff goes off and then I ask him the tough questions. But I was just telling him Division 4 is getting very, very competitive. With Situate about to make a big run. They have a big game against Pontigansit this week. You know what I mean? So you have Smithfield that's standing up there with the number 2 seed. So and less games. So hopefully you guys can get your game. So Hunter, thank you. I wanted Coach Fortin to be on here before I let you go. And I'll be looking forward to seeing you play this weekend.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, anytime, man. Hunter Mumford, EWG back. Really. Kid could catch the ball. Kid could run the ball. He seems to be the total package. So I welcome you back on, Hunter, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right, have a good one. Hunter
You too.
Mumford,
See you
EWG.
practice.
Yes, get to practice. No slacking. Coach Fortin, good kid, huh?
Yeah, he's a really good kid. I like what he brings to the table. He's smart. He's got a good GPA. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He's gonna have a bright future.
Well, you definitely need the GPA. It goes right along with football, especially if you want to get into college.
Yeah.
My little sound effects. Me, I'm having fun over here. Had some good conversations with Voice
Absolutely.
Sports last night. You know, but you play the games you're given. PCD, I'm sure you're going to be all ready for them, coach. How do you feel about the remainder of your schedule?
It's going to be competitive. The first thing that we're going to look at is PCD. I deleted our schedule and just left up PCD because that's all we're going to be worried about right now. I'm not worrying about any other teams after that. I couldn't tell you who my next game is at this point. We're just concentrating on the next game, which is PCD. Once we finish that game up, and then we'll worry about the other ones. Well, we have to do our job this week. We have to go out there. We have to compete, and we have to get a W in order to stay peace in where we want to be.
We've been talking all week. I talked to many coaches about the playoff standings and how the playoffs align. Is it subdivision? Is it divisions? Now, every division don't have subdivisions. So much on clarity over how the seedings are going to go, and then you have COVID, no contest. Do you think the no contest rule needs to be changed?
Yeah, it's not fair to the team that wants to play. And I get it. I understand. COVID's out there. You get anybody who tests positive, then there's contact tracing. I get all that. I understand it, and anybody who has to go through that, I wish them nothing but the best and a fast recovery from it. But it's not fair to the other teams that need to play to move forward. I mean, again, I'm in week 5 and I've only played 2 games. So how do you try to even this out? Do you make it no contest, but then you're only on winning percentages? Do you give the team a loss, but their argument would be, well, it's not our fault that we caught COVID. But then you have an argument of the team that is who can play because they didn't catch COVID. It's not their fault that someone else did. So you have to juggle all this back and forth, but something has to be even. And the Interscholastic League felt no contest is even. But when you got a team like ours that had a bad game, now you want to continue to go forward, then the game gets canceled. It's frustrating. It's frustrating on all ends. And, you have to, make a decision and stick with it. I may not agree with it. I may not like it, but there's nothing I can do about it. So you just move forward.
I wish I can get a coach on here that maybe bowed out because of COVID and ask them how they feel about it, knowing that the rules are benefiting them right now. You have a team, hypothetically, you play 3 duds in the beginning of the year, and now you're up at 3-0. You duck the next 2 good teams. You're still at 3-0. You're still holding the number 2 seed. You play another dud. You know what I mean? So now that brings you to 4-0, and then you duck 2 more teams. Like, it could go down like that, and you can actually get into the playoffs that way.
I believe there's a certain amount of games you have to play, and to be honest, I don't even know what that percentage is. I'm hoping, again, I don't want to believe nor think anybody is ducking. I get it. Once you have COVID, you have to. There's protocols that are in place, and we had kids that needed to be tested. Thankfully they came back negative. So I get it. I understand. It's frustrating, and more than anything else, because you got seniors that hey, this is our last season. They had as a junior, they only had an abbreviated season. Now they're looking at a full season. But now, you get a 1 week bye, then you get a week that's canceled. and then you're looking at other teams going, okay, if they play, maybe we could do something. And then you find out you're week 5 with 2 games in. So it's frustrating more than anything else.
Well, yeah, salute to North Smithfield because they was in a similar situation. They didn't have many kids. He, from what I understand, Coach Pivot told his young kids, get on the bus. We're going to play Pilgrim, knowing he was outmatched, outmanned. He could have easily took that week, but he said, you know what, we're going to go play a football game. So salute to him. And I agree with you. I'm not trying to say that anyone should be punished because it is this BS policy, but there has to be some kind of even keel because nobody wants to think that any coach is using this as strategy. But when you're on the outside looking in and you kind of see the opponent, see the games, and Smithfield's on their second week off, and it's a shame. And Fans Only Sports reported that their season is in jeopardy. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know.
I don't know. I know there's a story that's out. I believe in the papers. They had 15 players test positive as of today. I saw it today, I should say. So they may be in trouble. Maybe they may not play next week. I don't know. I'm not in the building. I'm not on that staff. But, for all the kids who tested positive, who have contact tracing, I wish them the best. It's not their fault, what happened. So, before anything else, I just wish them the best. I wish them a speedy recovery. And, let's just move forward. And, again, I can't worry about Smithfield anymore. And our mindset is the PCD.
Yeah, I just mentioned Smithfield because, it just happened for the second week in a row. I mean, also Woonsocket, Hendricken, that game is not going down. And that was for like the number 1 spot in their subdivision. But now Woonsocket has the benefit of holding that second spot because they can't play this week because of COVID for whatever reasons. And I don't know the policy. I don't know what it takes, what you need, and you have to go to your AD and then the superintendent. But I heard of kids playing sick in the nurse's office to get out of school, and before you know it, you're a lineman. You have to go get tested. Your other lineman got to go get tested just for a kid playing sick. So it's like, we have to figure this out. I don't think we can go through another season with these no contest rules. And this isn't the only state, but I think Virginia, I haven't read up on it, but I think I seen something where you get one shot at that. You get one shot at the COVID, no contest. I'm not really sure. This is just what I'm hearing, but I know in Rhode Island it's popping up left and right, so it must be happening other places. And I really think that we need to get this situated because it's not fair for the teams that are busting their hump. They're going 6-7-0, and then you got a team that won 4 games, and whatever happened, they're eligible for the playoffs, and it's just not fair.
It's tough. It's tough, and again, it's frustrating all the way around. On both teams, I'm sure, and but it's a valuable lesson. I tell my players, in life, after football, after high school, you're going to be faced with adversity. It's how you deal with that adversity is going to build your character. So, again, we're faced with some adversity. It's week 5 where you only play 2 games. But we have an opportunity to play PCD, and, we kick off in 2 days. So we'll deal with the adversity, and we'll go out and play some night football.
That's it. There's a lot of nights in this state. You got the Central Knights. You got EWG Knights. Ain't there another team with the Knights?
Yeah, we're the original, though. We're good.
He said, we're the original. So you're not Central's little brothers.
Nah, I think Central might have been around before EWG. So
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Central's been around for a while. So shout out to Coach Washington over there doing his thing. I see he's competing. So again, we're just waiting for Saturday. Again, it's our senior night. It's kink out night, cancer awareness. Our kids are tuned in, and we're ready to play some ball.
Coach Washington brought up a good point. He said, when you become the head coach, you try to think of everything there is to go over, and then you see something on the field, then you're like, oh my God, I didn't cover
Oh,
that. And he said, like, I'm learning things. Coach Washington was like, Mikey, I lost so much sleep that night. What a great ending to a game. Didn't really go the way Central wanted it to. But did you experience that when you took over your program? Like, you think that, all right, I'm good. Oh, here we go. Scarlet Knights, says John Doe. So that must have been another Knights program. I'm not
well,
sure
we're the
who.
Scarlet Knights. We're actually the Scarlet. It's EWG Scarlet Knights.
Oh, okay. So
Uh,
thank you. Thank
yeah,
you.
I've experienced that. When I first became a head coach, you think you're prepared to be one until you're actually a head coach. And again, it just comes with the experience. Every year I learn something different. I learn something new. I'm able to talk to other coaches in Rhode Island. I'm able to coach to anytime I want to pick up a phone. There's always a coach willing to have a conversation, and that's what's great about coaching in Rhode Island. I talked to Coach Blake. I talked to Coach Martin. I talked to Coach Pennington. Even Goodhart. I've talked to Stanley Dunbar. All these coaches are more than willing to give advice and take some. So, but I've been in them shoes where I thought I had it all covered, and we get to the football field and you see something and you just close your eyes and went, man, you write it down and go, okay, that's something else that I have to learn and be better. So, in my third year as a head coach, I'm still learning things and having a great time doing so.
And I think if the Raiders keep playing the way you are, you can put this helmet on. You know what I mean? We can get you a
Oh,
Patriot. You know what I mean? Coach, let's talk about the Raiders
hey,
a little bit. Because you're a big Raiders fan.
I,
You've been a big Raiders fan as
yeah.
long as I could remember. Back in the day when we had a Raiders gear, when
Yes, sir.
NWA was around, how do you what do you think about the Raiders this season?
I like what they're doing. I know everybody's like, "Oh my God, we lost this." We lost to the Chargers. You're not going to win every game.
That's a good
Um,
team.
and Chargers are a good team. I like what how the Raiders are being built from inside out. We're 3-1. We're competing. We've played some really good teams. We played Baltimore. We played Pittsburgh. We played the Chargers. So it's not like we're winning against teams that are struggling. We're playing top tier teams, and the Raiders are getting it done. So it's I like what I see from them.
Are these things working? I thought you said the Steelers was a good team. I'm not sure because what I seen the other day, I wasn't sure if
Well,
I was hearing things. Respect to all you Steeler Nation out there.
yeah, they compete every year too. So I think they're going to be a pretty good team. Like I said, I'm a big Raider fan. I'll always be a diehard Raider fan, and we'll have to wait to play Chicago and see what happens. Get back on
You
the
got the
winning track.
politics side of this down, though. You are good. You got the politics side of the talking point. Oh yeah, they're a good coach. They're an NFL team. You don't have to be politically correct. You know. Um,
No,
no,
it's
I'm just kidding. How about
I
the
know.
Jets? How about the Jets picking up a W this week against the
That's why you
Titans?
play. That's why you play. Everybody probably picked the Titans to beat them, but
Oh,
that's why you
definitely.
play the game. Yeah, that's why you play. You line up. You don't know the other teams out there working hard, so you can't take any team lightly, whether you're high school, whether you're college, in the NFL, and that's why you line up and you play the game. Play to win, and anything can happen on any given Sunday.
No, you're absolutely right. The game against Patriots Tampa Bay, a lot of people thought that would be a blowout. That game was a lot
Yeah.
closer, was really a lot closer. No one thought Patriots going into the fourth quarter would hold the lead.
Nah, it was the same way. I thought Tampa Bay was going to run away with it. But at the end of the day, then you get down to quarterback play, and who's going to have that drive and who's going to make the biggest plays. Tampa Bay, was able to make more better plays than New England, and they came up with the win.
Was that the case, though? Do you really think Tampa Bay made more and better plays than New England? I don't think so. Um,
Well,
they got the win at the
I'll put
end
it
of the
this.
game. Yeah,
I'll put it
they
to you
did get
this
the
way.
win, but I don't think they made more better plays.
Well, I'll put it this way: if you had that kind of time on their last drive and you had Tom Brady, you score a touchdown or you get closer to have a more manageable field goal. You don't have Tom Brady, and you don't have, and it didn't happen. So
I mean,
that's the
Tom Brady
biggest difference.
really. I don't remember how many passes Tom Brady had that game, but I know he had a lot of misses and a lot of overthrown and a lot of underthrown, and he was just off his game.
Well, it was an emotional game, on both sides. The Patriots had a good game plan. He's been there for 20 years. I'm pretty sure they know his weaknesses and they attacked his weaknesses. But at the end of the day, there's a reason why they call him the GOAT. His team ended up winning, and that's it.
Well, you bring up a good point because they asked Coach Belichick, they said, how do you feel about going against Tom Brady for the first time? And he said, for the first time, he said, I've been going against Tom Brady for 20 years, in
Exactly.
practice, defenses, and I noticed New England did not have many looks. Like they gave that team so many different looks. They didn't go out there with the same formation over and over.
No, they had a good game plan. They executed that game plan, and they gave themselves the best opportunity they could to win the game.
Nice, Coach Fortin, man. It's always a pleasure, and shout out to the missus, because without her,
Hmm.
you would have a lot harder time, man. She really keeps you in line, She keeps you getting out there, and all the kids love her. I hear they call her the team mom.
Yeah, she keeps me grounded. They call it Mrs. Cliff Nation. So
Mrs. Cliff
they love
Nation,
Cliff.
that's what it was. It was slipping my head. Cliff Nation, man.
Yeah, no,
Is
I
she
got a
at
great
all the
wife. Yeah,
games?
she goes to all the games. She's my biggest supporter. Without her, it'd be difficult to coach. So she handles a lot of the other stuff that I need. And again, when I turn around, she's there. So that's the most important part.
So shout out to the wives, because without them, it's really hard for you guys to do your job. Shout out to all the parents that really help out, support the program. Shout out to all the volunteers that really come and line the fields, or whether they're paid staff volunteers, all the concession people. There's so many people that we don't get a chance to mention week in and week out. Do you have anybody that you would like to thank?
I like to thank the EWG community. They make sure that my players have their pasta dinner every Thursday or the day before the game. They're out there cheering. I mean, we have a big fan base now. Anything that the football program needs, they're there. So if there are stores that see some of my players, they're asking how their season's going. We got the local police department that come and watch practice. We have fans that park along the street just to watch practice. So shout out to them, and keep it up. We like seeing you out there.
Definitely. And I just want to mention all my sponsors, Coldwell Banker, Coastal Homes. Thank you. I really appreciate everything you guys do by helping us out. R&R Elite Recruits, 401 Strength and Fitness. And if you want to be a sponsor to any of these shows, definitely message me, inbox me. We're streaming on Twitter. iHeartRadio, that was a biggie for me. I was like, when I got iHeartRadio, I felt like I got over a big hurdle because that's big. Spotify, Apple, iTunes, but thank you to you and all the coaches that come on every week. And let's go EW Scarlet Knights.
Let's go.
I'm thinking of a scallop. I don't even like
Scallop.
scallops, but the Scallop Knights. Now, EWG Scarlet Knights, and thank you to, I think it was John Doe. What that's a different name. John Doe Scarlet Knights. There ain't even a picture next to John Doe's name. So, but thank you, John Doe. Shout out to you, and shout out to your whole coaching staff. You had a rush. You put a new staff together this season. You lost a couple decent coaches, that I think really hurt your program, but you seem to be doing all right with the coaches you have. So shout out to them as well. Do you want to name a couple of them before I let you go?
Yeah, so we lost Aaron Conley, we lost Josh Martin. There were two instrumental coaches that applied some really good knowledge last year. But I got to tell you, the coaching staff this year, we got Wally Stanton, we got Brian Roberts, Stephen Kalishi, Coach Senior, came back, and Coach Hayden, he's back with me. I think this is his third year with me now. So we're moving forward. They're really putting the work in. And we're getting better every day. We're getting better as a staff and as a program.
All right, Coach, man. Shout out to you. Good luck, man. I'm sure you're nervous about the PCD game coming up. Yeah, I mean, up in, spicy Division 4 team, just like a lot of, yay. What did they put? 44 up on Tiverton, so.
So we have to prepare, and, we put our playbook in. We got one more day of practice, then we have a walkthrough, and then we play on Saturdays. So I'll definitely call you Saturday, win or lose or draw, and I'll let you know how the game went.
Oh, I know you will.
Absolutely.
I said, I know you will. MIA Cook, he's been MIA for a couple of weeks, radio silence, I guess, but I heard a message that said that he's going to come on the podcast this week, win or lose, so I'll tell you what, if Coach Cook loses that game, he won't be here. He won't be on this podcast. If he wins the game, he might. But if he loses that game, he's going to be.
APB out on him.
You might have to put an APB out on him because, this is one of. I mean, this game has been highly talked about with Ponagansett and Situate. I know there was a lot of chatter going on online, but I hear a lot of people rumbling up to Friday like this is really an anticipated game. Ponaganssett's been so strong. Situate's a brand new program, brand new staff rather. The program been around a long time, but this game really has a lot of hype going into it. The staff all knows each other, which kind of makes the storyline even better. But Coach Cook, if you lose this game, are you coming on the podcast like you've been promising? I mean, I don't think so, but we'll see. If Ponagansett loses this game, Michael Cook, you better keep an eye on your brother if that happens. You know what I mean? Shout out to the Cook. Shout out to Coach D up there at Situate. Shout out to Coach Eddie. All the coaches in Division 4 doing their thing. Shout out to you guys, But we'll that's why you play the game. That's why you play the game. But Coach, Coach Cook's supposed to get me my T-shirt. I was hoping to have it by Friday. He said he had some new T-shirts made for this Friday's game. Tell him I need my shirt. But thank you. Appreciate you.
All right.
Tell him that we want our shirts for sure. But thanks, Coach Fortin.
All right, thank you. Thanks for everything you do for Rhode Island football. Thank you. We appreciate you.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
Coach Fortin, man, I'm glad he came on. But I think that Situate game, Ponagansett, I mean, the hype going into this week is pretty crazy. So there's gonna be some great games on this week. Hopefully Shea Raiders gets a chance to play LaSalle. Shea is another team that's only played a couple games all season. His kids just want to play over there. Shout out to that whole staff over there. Classical pretty much holding their heads up in the standings. They got a game at West Warwick Wizards. I like what West Warwick's doing. Don't forget, tomorrow we're going to have Uncle Felix on. He's going to have the Rhode Island ranked, like he does every week. We've been keeping tracks of all the kids that he's been nominating the Rhode Island ranks. At the end of the year, we're probably going to have something nice to give them. We're trying to figure a way to pick all states this year. Try to put some integrity back into the all-state selection because it's becoming a popularity contest, but the playoff brackets, man, we really need to. A lot of coaches don't know if it's subdivisions. If anyone knows, are they going subdivisions or is it just anyone in your division? Do you get credit for going into the playoffs because it's by percentage? I mean, the playoff formula is as screwed up as the realignment is. I mean, the realignment formula process sucks. It really does. It used to be 50-50, but now it's like 90% baloney. You know what I mean? 10% win-loss record. You're like, it should be based on 50% your school enrollment and 50% win-loss record. Because you have teams in Division One that are just a victim of their success. Granted, they're playing okay, but they are a victim of their success. I will be on Lose a Draw on Friday. Shout out to Eddie Insco, nice dude. My man Connor doing good things over there. We got him back playing, football. But I think Situate's going to be okay. But shout out to Eddie. He's going to be on Win, Lose, a Draw. I have fun with all these coaches on here, and they all know I don't mean any disrespect. It's fun. It's part of the entertainment. You know what I mean? But thank you, Hunter Mumford, for coming on today. Thank you, Coach Fortin. Tomorrow we're gonna have Felix Fernandez. And then the following day, a lot of good games. Pilgrim Narragansett. I think that's the game of the week because I think that is gonna be a preview of the Super Bowl. That's gonna be going on in Division 3. I think the road goes through Pilgrim. Yes, I seen Eric Rube took that same kind of approach, but that's what he does. I mean, the guy goes on the podcast. He follows the podcast, and then he goes verbatim on his Instagram live show. Now he's got a top 5. Dude's a clown. He's a clown, but here we go. Shout out to Mike Clown. Shout out to Mike Clown. That's for you, my guy. That's for Mike Clown. All right, people. We out. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I don't know if there's anything else you wanted me to go over today, but the schedule is streaming at the bottom for this week's Friday Night Lights game. Tolman at Westerly should be a big one. Check that game. You can listen to that game. I think it's on WBLQ. I don't think that game will be around for the live streaming. Let me get this guy's face out of here. I can't look at this guy any longer. There we go. Oh, and don't forget, Tuesday night show, which been doing very good, 5,000 to 6,000 views per episode. So shout out to my guys up there, Maryland, doing their thing, the DMV. We talk to people from Texas on that show. We talk to people from Ohio, the Ohio player, the DMV boot. He said, I'm handing out Timberlands. So shout out to everything that you guys got going on. Thank you, Coldwell Banker, Coastal Homes, a big sponsor of the podcast. Definitely check out Mock Wright, a presidential award winner. If you're looking to buy a home, definitely give Mock a call. Let me see what else we have going on here. Shout out to DSP, Dynamic Strength and Performance, down there in Maryland. Another big-time sponsor. See, we're getting bigger. We're moving on. We're still going to always do the Rhode Island stuff, but now we're kind of bringing in a national audience. We got kids from Texas that are coming on. We have kids from Maryland. We have coaches from Maryland. Shout out to the AD. Shout out to Clinton Robertson doing big things. The Professor. Go check out In the Lab with the Professor on Voice Sports doing big things. And other than that,
Can We Keep It Real Podcast Network. Shout out to Can We Keep It Real Podcast and Network.
You never
dollars with butterflies in your stomach. Don't try to intimidate me, you couldn't scare me with lip. I'm spontaneous, smart, dangerous, fancy and quick. My trainer told me to work, he ain't prepared me to quit. I'm the only captain who's sailing this championship.